Welcome to Stanley Community College VMware vSphere Install, Configure, Manage 6.5. It's important for administrators to have the knowledge, skills, and abilities to build and run a vSphere environment. You'll need to know how to install and configure your ESXi host, your vCenter server, and you'll also need to know how to manage your ESXi host, your VMs, and your vCenter server. Throughout the duration of this course, which is 8 weeks long, you're going to have several objectives that you're going to be able to go over, describe, configure, explain. So we're going to highlight some of them in the next couple slides. You're going to be able to describe a software-defined data center. You're going to deploy an ESXi host and create virtual machines. You're going to know what a vCenter server architecture is and how it works. You're going to be able to deploy a vCenter server appliance. You're going to be able to back up and restore your vCenter server, configure a vCenter server for high availability basic mode. You're going to be able to use your vCenter server to manage an ESXi host, configure and manage a vSphere infrastructure with a vSphere client and your vSphere web client. You're going to be able to configure virtual networks with your vSphere standard switches, and you're also going to be able to know how it works with distributed switches, but also explain the difference between a standard and distributed switch. You're going to use your vCenter server to manage various types of storage and manage the virtual machines, templates, clones, and snapshots. You're going to be able to create a vApp, know what a content library is. You're going to know how to migrate your virtual machines with vMotion. You're going to be able to use storage vMotion to migrate your virtual machine storage, be able to monitor your resource usage and manage your resource pools, manage your vSphere high availability and VMware vSphere fault tolerance. You can be able to use your vSphere replication and data protection to replicate virtual machines and also perform data recoveries. You're going to be able to use the distributed resource scheduler, which is your DRS clusters, to improve host scalability. Use your VMware vSphere Update Manager to apply patches, perform any upgrades needed, and you're going to be able to perform basic troubleshooting of your ESXi host, your VMs, and your vCenter server. As you see, we are here at the course introduction. During this course of 8 weeks, there are going to be 11 content-based modules. We're going to introduce you to vSphere and the software-defined data center. We're going to create virtual machines, go over vCenter server. We're going to configure and manage virtual networks. We're going to go over configuring and manage virtual storage, how to manage virtual machines, resource management and monitoring, vSphere high availability, which is vSphere HA, fault tolerance, and how to protect that data, vSphere DRS, distributed resource scheduler. Last, we're going to go over your vSphere update manager. As you'll notice in this slide right here, we have several references for you to use throughout the duration of this course. It is important to know that you need to use these resources going forward to help obtain your VCP. These links here that you see, they all have additional information over top of what you're going to get the next 8 weeks. And I highly encourage, as you study for your foundations exam, as you study for your VCP exam, go over these references. Go over these VMware online resources that they have here. Go to their blogs. This vSphere blog is great. vSphere Communities is great. Use VMware support for any questions that you have if you can get to them. Go over to VMware Education site, certification site. Go to your MyLearn site. And go to your VMware Education and Certification blog and use these resources once again to your advantage and not to your disadvantage. For this course, your VMware vSphere Install, Configure, Manage version 6.5 aligns with the VCP Foundations Certification Exam. Once again, this course aligns with the VCP Foundation Certification Exam, which is the unproctored voucher that you will get at the end of this course if you successfully pass. The VCP Foundation exam is basically served as a basis for the design of this Install, Configure, Manage course. You want to use that blueprint as a reference when you prepare for the test, and you will also want to use those references provided in a previous slide as any extra knowledge that you may need to pursue your Foundations exam or your VCP certification. It states right here, and we went over, this course should not be used as the only resource for exam prep. Go online, read those resources. If you're confused about something, go read something somewhere else. Go read a blog. Get different perspectives on how to understand it. And lastly, your VMware certification details can be found here. Let's go over the certification. The VMware certification is a highly recognized certification for IT professionals today and your VMware technology, and holds a lot of weight in the industry. And I highly encourage that you take this course and you get everything you can out of it, meaning do the labs. You're going to have 8 weeks for 21 labs. That doesn't mean you can do the labs one time. Go do the labs 50 times. It doesn't matter. You've got them complete set of labs for 8 weeks. Learn the environment, learn what it is, learn how it works. And after successfully taking this class, this course is used to fulfill the training requirement for the vSphere Certified Professional 6 or 6.5 certification. But just know, this course only serves to get the unproctored voucher, once again, for the Foundations exam for the PSE version. So what is Canvas? Canvas is the LMS that Stanley Community College will use to provide you the learning environment needed to be successful in this class. So to get started in Canvas, there's just a couple things I want to go over, and I'm going to log in and show you. So on the main page, when you log in, you're going to have a quick start. On that quick start, you got 7 items I want to address. You want to view the course introduction to this VMware vSphere Install, Configure, Manage class, which we're doing now. Access and read the Getting Started link, or the Getting Started module. Read and print your syllabus. Always have your syllabus on hand. That's going to state who your instructor is, how to get a hold of your instructor. If you've got login issues with Moodle, with Canvas, and any other thing related to the class will be in that syllabus. The next thing, number 4, and let me write this out. Number 4, it's very important that when you initially log in and you do all those things, go ahead and complete the introductory assignment. This has to be completed by the census date to avoid being dropped. If the census date is 5 days out, if you come on the 6th day and try to do the census assignment, it will not allow you, and you will be dropped from the class. Once again, complete the introductory assignment by the census date that is required so you do not get dropped from the class. Access and read the course resources. So we went over to start here, the course resources. Look over them all. Start with modules 1 and work in order till module 13. Okay, so you may ask, why is it showing 17 models? Okay, so we got to start here. Just goes over a little bit of information. Course resources is going to show you Canvas, NetLabs, go over little minor details. Module 1 through 11, right here. These modules right here are going to be the meat of this class. I highly encourage that you look at those 11 modules. Once again, that's where all the content is going to be. Modules 12 will be more or less a final exam for you to take. The exam is going to be set up, timed. You'll have several questions in it. We'll try to help prepare you to get in that test mode, answering different questions. Module 13 is going to go over a certification process. It's going to go over the foundations exam. It's going to highlight, what you need to do, what your instructor will do at the end of the class. I highly encourage that you read Module 13. Very good. Don't inquire about the exam first of the class. It's all in the class for you to read, but as we get closer to the end of class, let the instructor provide those details so it'll be less confusion towards the end. Modules 14 through 17. These are additional modules used, and I put these up here because some instructors like to throw in an additional module to throw in some extra resources for you, or to say, hey, go look at this, go here, or go check this out, this may help you. This doesn't mean you're going to have modules 14 through 17, but they are going to be there for the instructor's disposal to use at their disposal, just in case they want to add anything for you or to help you going forward. All right, so let's get started in Canvas. So we went over all that. We read you getting started, read and print your syllabus. We complete the introductory assignment, view the teacher-student forum zone, and we basically read the course's resource module. So let's go log in to canvas.stanley.edu. You're going to log in. Using your credentials. Once you get logged in, you'll come and you'll see this Welcome to the Spring 2019 term. You may not have these as the top to accept, or you may not. So as you scroll down, you're going to have a dashboard. And what I'm going to do for this purpose is I'm going to show you a past class that ran from October to December. This class here is going to be basically the same output that you're going to see once you log into your new class. First thing showing is your recent announcements. This is where your instructor is going to send out announcements for the entire class. Keep up with this. Look at it. Every time you log in, just make sure you haven't missed an announcement. As you scroll down, it's going to go over the dates, who your instructor is, how to contact them, course duration, and once again, there's 13 modules, and there's the quick start guide. Okay. So as we look, we got your announcement. You can click on your announcement tab. You got your syllabus. You have your modules, assignments, quizzes, grades, and you want to use this grades tab. Just kind of navigate through there. Look at your grades. Know where your grades stand. Know where you stand in the class. If you have any questions, contact your instructor. From there, you have what we call a calendar. If you follow this calendar, you will successfully complete this class. If you do everything by that due date when it says, you will successfully complete all 8 weeks of this class and all 11 modules, including the final exam. So I talked about NetLabs a little bit. NetLabs is where used throughout the duration of this class. To get proper grading credit, you'll need to complete the labs in our NetLabs environment to receive credit. If you do the labs in any other format, it will not be counted. What that means is, if you do the labs in your home environment, your work environment, we will not count that. We don't have a way of grading them. So, with that being said, your NetLabs link is oll4.stanley.edu. Once you log into NetLabs, your username will be your SCC username without the @scc.stanley.edu, and the initial password is VMware123. So I've set up an example student for us to log in, so I can just show you how to get logged in. The test student, the name is test student. Their email is tstudent1234@ssc.stanley.edu. The username for NetLabs will be tstudent1234, which is the same thing as their Canvas login. What's going to be different on your initial login for NetLabs is going to be your password. Your initial password is VMware123. Just note, your initial password is VMware123. Okay, so let's log in to 004.stanley.edu. So we got tstudent 1234, and the initial password is VMware123. Once you get logged in, you're going to have to change the password. I highly encourage that you change this to your Canvas password. That way they'll both be in sync. You'll know them. If you lose your password to NetLabs, you'll need to contact your instructor. If you lose your password for Canvas, you'll need to contact our help desk at helpdesk.stanley.edu. All right. So whatever NetLabs, let's go to the discussion forums. In Canvas, right here, you have some discussion forums. Well, let's go back to this class. Throughout 8 weeks, your instructor should be going there and provide you announcements within it. On top of the announcements you're getting, they should also come in and ask you questions like, okay, let's just go to, and we'll go, let's just do vSphere fault tolerance. Here I ask the question, explain your answer in detail. What happens to the vSphere fault tolerant primary virtual machine? The host that contains a secondary machine fails. What you'll need to do right here, go answer the question. Answer it how you know it works. That way, when you provide your answer, students are not only learning from you, they're getting a different perspective on how it works. They may understand one thing from you as you answer it versus them understanding it from me, myself, delivering it to you. So, with that being said, the discussion forums, ask questions. If you have a problem with an answer, ask a question. Hey, tell me why this is right or wrong. Use the forum as an asset. Stay involved in the class the whole duration of the 8 weeks. It's highly encouraged. Pay attention to what is being asked and why from your instructor. Make a decisive answer in response to the question that has been asked. Now remember, no question is a dumb question, right or wrong. Ask your question. That is how we learn. We get different perspectives. I may learn something new from you. You may learn something new from me or another colleague in the class. Once again, thank you for letting Stanley Community College serve your VMware vSphere install, configure, manage class needs.